Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're out fishing, having a great time. The conditions are super windy, 20 to 30 mile an hour sustained and larger gusts. But we're on a small lowland reservoir that I can kind of get out of the wind a little bit, but also be able to get into it a little bit without it getting too rough, so we can, get some good bites. And today I think that the bite is actually going to be pretty good because we got a warm wind. Even though the fish are still in pre-spawn, I generally don't like to fish on real windy days, but today, because it's such a warm wind, I think that it's actually going to improve the bite this time of year instead of a cold wind that would, drop the water temps in a lot of areas. That could turn off the bite or at least slow it. So we're going to be using a wide variety of different baits. The water temp is 60 degrees. The lake is generally shallow and very stained, so things like chatterbaits, spinnerbaits is what I'm going to lean on first, and then we'll see if we need to try something else. But let's get started. Let's have some fun. There's one on the Evo. Woo! Howling right now. There's another one. I always love riprap on windy days. I mean, riprap just comes to life when you got wind on it. That is just, doesn't matter what lake I'm at, that seems to hold true. Oh, gosh, dang. There's a little bit of grass on this bank, along with the riprap. There's one decent fish. We got that chartreuse and white chatterbait Elite Evo. I love it with that gold blade. I love that gold blade on there. But yeah, there's certain types of structure that just tends to work better in the wind, and riprap banks are definitely one of those. It just seems to be where all the bait gets pushed, and so the ecosystem's really just condensed on the riprap. There he is. It's fat. These fish are fat on this riprap, probably because all the shad is being pushed up against it. Oh man, something hit it right on the shoreline. Wasn't paying attention. There we go. There he is. That's a decent fish. Every time I say it's a decent fish, it turns out to be a dink. I need to stop that. Switch into a 3/8 ounce instead of the 1/2 ounce. Just because it's starting to shallow up a little bit. And I want to slow the retrieve a little bit. There he is. Gosh, dang it. Dang. Missing some. All right, it's time to take the sweatshirt off. Oh my gosh, big one. Big bass. There we go. That's a good one. Let's get away from this wood. He ate it good. Choked it. Choked it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, baby. That's a good fish. And look how he ate that bullseye spinnerbait. Oh my gosh. That is so awesome. Look at that. Choked it. I mean, you think he wanted that? I don't know if I can get it out without pliers. Ah, what a beautiful fish, man. All right, we're gonna put her back. That was a nice 5-pounder. That was a nice 5-pounder for sure. Whoo. Yeah, so this is actually one of my favorite little sneaky baits for a windy day or when it's really muddy. This right here is actually a spinnerbait designed for redfish, but it catches bass like crazy. It's essentially a swing head style swim bait. So it's, you know, the jig head down here is real loose, and it's got a single Colorado blade on there. It has a lot of vibration, it's got a lot of flash, and you know, it doesn't have a skirt on there, so it's a little bit different. And what I like to do is just put a Diesel Minnows boot tail style swim bait on there, or like a Minnows. You know, either one of those works great, and gives the fish something a little bit different. So I do tend to catch, you know, bigger fish because I feel like they're used to seeing spinner baits with skirts on them, but this gets their attention. Woo, that was exciting. There's a fish. Textbook out of that wood. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Little guy. There's a fish. All right. So I should mention the reason why I'm choosing this bullseye spinnerbait, because it is a kind of unique spinnerbait to use for bass fishing because it's designed for redfish. But the reason I really like this in the wind over another, you know, more traditional, maybe single Colorado blade spinnerbait, is that because it is a swing head design, so that head swings freely, it allows this bait to kind of fold up and be way less apt to catch the wind. So it creates a lot less wind drift and a lot less drag in the wind. So I can actually cast this thing really accurately and really far compared to even like a 1/2 ounce or even a 5/8 ounce spinnerbait, traditional spinnerbait that's not a swing head. So this spinnerbait goes through the wind really, really well, doesn't catch the wind, and that's one of the main reasons why I like it for fishing in you know, windy conditions like this. And the reason I like the single Colorado blade is I think it puts off a lot of thump. It's really good for if you want to stop it and let that blade just spin all the way down to the bottom and do more of a yo-yo technique. And I think it's just really good for pre-spawn fishing. So that's the reason why I like to fish this bullseye. Oh my goodness. I just let this yo-yo next, or you know, parachute down next to this root wad, and it just got slammed. I mean, absolutely slammed. There he is. That is, that was too much fun. That is one of the benefits of using a single Colorado bladed spinnerbait, no matter what type. You know, you can get bites, not only just straight retrieving, but also stopping the retrieve and letting it fall next to cover. You know, that blade with a single blade Colorado setup will spin on the fall, and a lot of times you'll get that bite. And the reason why I like this bait more for doing that is because when this bait falls, the hook folds in. So like, even if the bass goes for the blade, it tends to have the hook a little bit closer to that blade. So it becomes more of a compact profile, which just, I feel like I get better hookup percentage when I'm yo-yoing a bait. So that was pretty cool. You know, to be honest, I don't get that many bites doing that because I don't do it all that often, you know, in recent years. But that was a fun deal. There's a good one. All right. Nice fat little 2-pounder. Like it. I like it. There we go. Golly, it's like 3 fish and 5 casts. This is a bank that makes total sense though, because it's like much steeper, leading into this big spawning bay. It makes perfect sense. I mean, they're just staging in here before they move up. Look at that. There's a wad, an absolute wad of fish in here. On a spinnerbait. On that spinnerbait. I bet we catch 10 more fish on this stretch. Oh, that's a good one. That was fun. He slammed that. Slammed it. Coming out of that wood. And I'm like right there. It's almost like I'm flipping and pitching a spinnerbait. It's pretty awesome. This bank is the deal. This is the juice right here. There he is. So I let that one die. You know, I dropped the bait down there, let it kind of parachute down. And then when I started back up, that one hit. Too much fun, man. Too much fun. All right, guys, so that does it for today. I had a blast, even though it's blowing 20 to 30. You know, the baits that I've been using, the chatterbait and the spinnerbait, they cut through the wind really good, and the wind's actually, you know, improving the bite, I believe. So had a lot of fun today. If you guys have any questions at all about anything that I did today, drop a comment below. And also, if you're interested in buying any of the products that I used today, use the affiliate links in the description below. It's a great way to support the channel if you do enjoy this content. Another great way to support the channel is, of course, hit that subscribe button. But other than that, I'm gonna see you guys out on the water. Thank you for watching, and always trust the process.